Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's continue working with the 2001 military Humvee we got from Iron Planet and keep throwing that thing together. And hopefully we can get that rear end put together in this video and just go from there. Let's go. All right, let's get the last rear on the back side here. Really? Really? This is what happens when any of y'all have sons and they go bury one of these four-wheelers in the mud and water. So I cleaned it all up, pressure washed it, got all clean. Doesn't matter, it's not gonna start. Time for a carb rebuild. Thanks, Maddox, appreciate it, buddy. She's fixed. Time for some primer. Rear caliper, passenger side. Rear caliper, driver's side. I think I got one or two more coats of primer, and then I'll, actually probably one more, and I'll go ahead and shoot it with the color. But they are looking good, yeah. So in the meantime, we're letting the primer still dry on the rear calipers. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this hub on the lower ball joint on the driver's side rear, because that is the only one I have the spring done for yet. So I want to go ahead and put that on the ball joint and go ahead and get the spring kind of set in place. Not compressed yet, just because I don't have the spring compressor still. But we're gonna go from there and just at least get that junk installed. Wish us luck. Boom. Getting it started, gear. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set the spring right here, which is right there. Let's get to it. All right, guys, what I got going on so far right here. So Tara has helped me jack this side up. Here, this is out. So what I went ahead and did is just get the spring just seated on this back lip. And right here, you can tell where that's gonna sit up perfectly right there. However, let's just go ahead and get this control arm hooked up right here with this ball joint. So I went ahead and put a jack stand back underneath the arm down there, and it already started picking up the frame. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But let's go ahead and hook this ball joint up next and at least get that started and at least get this hub situated. Got my grease gun here. Let's go ahead and grease up these ball joints. It's getting dark on me out here. Oh, I'm still getting these things out. This press, you can't do it without the press. I got 2 more to do, or 2 control arms to do left. Then we'll paint. Good. I think the spring should be done. Are the cookies baked? Check that out. Oh. All right, let's get this crazy thing in. It's so heavy. All right, guys, it is the next morning here, and it's freezing outside, so I got the door shut. But I painted those calipers, remember those, and they did not turn out the right color. So I'm gonna change up the color on these calipers. I think I'm gonna make the actual caliper itself just silver instead of trying to match that orange color, because I can't. I bought several different orange cans, and none of them match this orange, and I don't wanna look bad. So I'm just gonna change that to silver. So back over here, I think we can go ahead and get the spring. Here's the second one right here for the passenger side rear here. And go ahead and get it in place and get this hub on. All right, so what I'm doing is just getting it lined up right here where the edge of the spring is gonna seat where it needs to be, and then getting it lined up right back here so it can seat. All right, now that the spring is on, let's go ahead and put that hub on. All right, so what we're trying to do right now, this spring is actually compressing. It's not fully seated yet, but if we can compress this enough, because we do have the spring on the other side now, and there's a jack standing under the bottom, it might have enough counter pressure to compress these. Because I do know that these have longer travel in the rear than they do in the front. So we might be able to get the shot back on there. I don't know, but we're just gonna keep jacking this thing up and see where it goes. Okay, now that we kind of got this thing somewhat in place, let's see if the shock lines up. Okay, we got the shock. 1 bolt started, the angle's just off because of how uncompressed it still is. So we still need to go up probably about 3 inches. Let's go. All right, kind of a problem. I guess this is rotated a little bit. The spring is actually touching right here on the edge, and I think that's why it's not seating enough. So we'll go ahead and lower it back down. I gotta rotate the spring just a little bit. And there needs to be a little gap too, between the edge of the spring and the beginning of the control arm. Okay, now that we have a good gap right here, let's go ahead and see if we can get it in place. Okay, so we got the spring just sitting there. Still got to come up a bit, but it is slowly compressing. But this whole frame is just going to have to get really torqued that way. So I got a bunch of jack stands over here for counter pressure. And I'm really thinking this is going to happen. I don't know how. I think it's going to tilt to a point to where, you know what, it might work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I'm just going to have wait. But this might work. Let's go. What do you think?
It's gonna work.
She says it's pretty sketchy.
It is. It reminds me of the Jeep a little bit.
It kind of does. Well, I don't know. The Jeep is pretty sketchy. But nah, yeah, this is a little sketchy. I don't like being under there trying to set the shock because I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But here, let's give it a try. I got a lot of tape. Check that out. So hopefully this doesn't scratch. But I do believe I'm going to have to use the spring compressors. And I hate using these. And I should reach, one of you guys reached out to me about the OTC ones. Maybe I should have looked into those. I haven't done good researching some spring compressors. But let's give these a try because I know in the back, at least back here, you need a less force than the front. I don't know why. That's when I took them off, that's the way it was. So let's give this a whirl. I hope it doesn't scratch. That's honestly my biggest fear is scratching it. Yeah, I could slam that down or no, take that back. My biggest fear is that spring compressor coming off and drilling me right in the face. Would be good. Okay, this is not working out for me. I've gave it everything I can give it. I think if I push those spring compressors anymore, they're gonna snap. I mean, they're not meant for this. But I think I'm thinking outside the box here. Does anybody know what the base of that is? I'm about to bring the rest of it up here from the basement. This is crazy. Whoa. Drywall lift may come in clutch. We'll see. Am I crazy? If it just got just enough counter pressure, that's all I need. Let's give it a try. Dude, call me a genius. Oh, it needs like a centimeter. Hammer time. Yeah! Woo! Yes! And that right there is what we need. Dude, did I invent something new? I'm just kidding. Hey, work with what you got, adapt and overcome. Hoorah, Marine Corps taught me that. And boom, we got this side completely done. Other than everything is just loose. Everything is connected though. So onward, other side, let's go with this contraption. Okay guys, so guess what? I had an epic fail. The lift, check this out. I was 2 seconds away from getting the bolt in there. I mean, look at this. It is almost in there. You see the bolt right there? I had it that compressed and pow, it snapped the cable from the drywall lift. So yeah, it was a lot of force. And so running right now, go get a 4x8. I'm gonna throw it up there and then put this other piece of wood I got long ways and then go ahead and jack it up and do the same thing. Probably should have done wood from the beginning, but this just caught my mind. I didn't have any wood at the house right now. So what I have been doing in the meantime, check this out. I just did 2 of these wheels. Check it out. A little bit of refurb here. All right, guys, these are the original wheels and tires of the Humvee. So I just rattle can those with that textured desert sand paint. And then I painted the tips black of the studs, also the air valve, and they look really, really good. So I just finally got all that. There was like almost mold in the tread where it was sitting, and when I pressure washed it originally, I didn't get it all out, but it is all out, and these are all clean. And those are going to be back on the Humvee while I'm rolling it around and doing stuff that I have to do to it. But these aren't staying, but they sure do look good. All right, it is the next morning here, and I wish I'd have filmed. I thought I was filming, and apparently my phone was not on film when we did the 4x4x8, and it worked. I put a long, probably a 5-foot piece of a 2x12 on the ceiling with the 4x4x8 from right here on the base up to there, and then it took 3 people to do it. My son was using the jack, my wife was holding the pole, and then I was on the ladder doing that. And then I came down, and as soon as, with like 2 hits of the jack, I should have done that from the beginning, actually. I was able to push the bolt right through. Check it out. It's in, and it's all secure. So what we're gonna do right now is go ahead and throw the half shafts in. Sounds like a good place to start for the day. What do you think, Jack? Yeah? All right, cool. All right, so I did go ahead and get some new hardware, even for these little things right here. Run these through, lock washer, nut, put them on. Couple of coats in, still got some more to go. I am gonna leave them orange, by the way. I found an orange that actually matches color-wise. All right, got some more parts drying out here. They are clean, scrubbed. I'm about to tape off the axles and go ahead and paint those. And these are just more of the control arms. That's one right there is for the shock. I still got a lot more pieces to go, but hey, this is the boring part that nobody likes to watch. But it must get done. Hey, we're getting new internet too. Check that out. Maybe I can upload my videos faster. Yes, fiber. Did I mention I'm still at these? This one I got popped out with the press. This one I let it sit in PB Blaster, and eventually I had to cut it in 4 different areas, and it pried out. Well, it was pried out. Oh, there it goes. Man, that's bad. But they done. I did sacrifice a couple more tools. These little ones are perfect for getting that little tight spot just to start it out with. But you know what? They're really cheap. They're like $1 for several of them. But breaking tools, name of the game. All right, let's go ahead and get this caliper put on. This is passenger rear. Let's go ahead and continue putting some of this front suspension on. These parts that I got done. So that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. Hopefully we can get this thing back on all fours here in the next episode. I don't know, we'll see.
I want my garage back.
I don't know if that's going to happen. For sure, I don't know if that's going to happen, ever. So anyways, well, you can come out here and help me more. How about that? You come out and help me.
It's too cold.
It is not. It is getting cold, that's for sure. So until next time, guys, keep your post notifications on, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.